Welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub. Time for another movie review. Tonight's movie, News of the World, starring Tom Hanks. I'm sure you've heard of it. It's an hour and 58-minute song, but it's 6.9 on IMDb, and over 7,000 people have rated it so far. So it might be good. It doesn't seem that good to me. I mean, I like Tom Hanks. I'll watch anything. You know, obviously I have to. I mean, I think he's the same guy every time. But anyway, he's good. But he is a Civil War veteran who agrees to deliver a girl taken by the Kiowa people years ago to her aunt and uncle against her will. So I don't know if against her will is against her will that she was taken against her will, or she's being delivered away from the tribe to her aunt and uncle against her will. I don't know. This is IMDb. Of course, they travel hundreds of miles and face grave danger and look for a new place they call home. I don't know. IMDb is not very descriptive. We'll see. I'll get into it, find out which is against her will, and hopefully it's good. I don't know. I have low expectations, but 6.9 on IMDb might be good. Stick around. I'll be back. Hey everybody, I want to do a quick check-in here. We're watching News of the World. We're at the 1 hour, 16 minute, 45 second mark. Yep. And it's an hour. It's a 2 hour film, hour and 58 minutes, right? And it starts out slow for me. Okay, so that's why I wanted to do a check-in. I almost didn't, but I wanted to let you know that it gets better. But to give you some idea, so Tom Hanks is our veteran who finds the girl who was kidnapped. She was kidnapped by the Kiowa tribe, taken from her family, and then they died, or something happened to them, so she was an orphan, essentially roaming in the woods, and he finds her. She only speaks Kiowa, right? Tom Hanks does not. So you got that dynamic going on. And, you know, she's unwilling to go with him because she has no idea, and, you know, so she's kind of... That's where her whole reluctance to do anything is she has no idea what's going on. But, as you can probably imagine, as he starts traveling like 400 miles and horse and buggy to take her to her aunt and uncle, they start to build a relationship. And he starts to learn a little bit of her language, she starts to learn a little bit of his language. And of course this entire trip is with... you know, difficulties or, you know, things that are going on. A little girl, which is awful, but people want to buy her or steal her, you know, from him. You know, it's just back in the day when it was the wild, wild west, and, you know, you just shot for what you wanted. So he's got all that going on, going from town to town, trying to keep her safe. Here's why it's called News of the World, and I'm going in too deep here, but the way he makes his living, evidently, I'm not 100% sure behind all of it. Might have faded off it a couple times, but basically he goes from town to town and he reads the newspaper to people. So either people can't get the newspaper there, which is more likely it, so he brings the newspapers, he gathers a crowd, charges them a dime each, and he reads the newspaper to them. That's what he was doing. He found a girl, so he's trying to get her back. Meanwhile, he's stopping at different towns. And of course, there's certain things that happen along the way that I was mentioning. So there we are. That's what's going on. About 42 minutes left. But it gets better. You know, the first half was like, woof, but it picks up. So, you know, as the different things happen. I'm rambling. Let me get back to it. So far, so good. I'm enjoying it. Just stick with it. It gets better. And I won't say that again. All right, I'll be back in a bit. Hey everybody, we're at the credits of News of the World, and really quick as her name scrolls on the screen, Helena Zengel is her name. She is the little girl that Tom Hanks is rescuing. And just to watch her, like, really good. So you have to imagine, I don't know how old the girl is. I looked up on IMDb, no additional information, it just tells you what other movies she's in. I've never heard of her before. But the fact that, you know, like, she's young, I don't know, anywhere from 9 to 12, I'd say. Probably in that range. And like the role that she plays, sure, there's not a lot of speaking. She speaks, but she speaks Kiowa, right? But it's not that often. So it's all about her body language and her facial expressions and all that kind of stuff. You know, and I think I really started to pay attention to that because that was really intriguing to see how good of an actress she is at that young age, because, you know, that takes discipline to do what she was doing, you know, like not paying attention when somebody else is talking, you know, English. She probably does speak English, but she has no idea. In the movie, she has no idea what they're saying, so she doesn't pay attention. You know what I mean? Like there's like little nuances like that when you watch the film. You'll know what I mean. Like, you know, when he's trying to teach her, go forward. You know, and like the way she tries to like mimic him. Like obviously the kid knows, go forward. You know what I mean? But like, and she, you know what I mean? Like those kinds of things. I just thought that was really interesting to me. The storyline is a storyline. There's nothing else more to tell you. You know, becomes a little predictable to me, but it's fun once it picks up and the action starts. You know, and all the different things that happen along their trip come out. I thought that was pretty interesting. I think they could have played up Tom Hanks's story a little bit more, like his captain's story. They brush upon it, they touch on it, but it's more really about the two of them than it is about where he comes from, what he does. Yes, he was in the war, he's a captain, and he reads the newspaper, and he left a wife in San Antonio, right? That's all we really know. There's not a lot more there to it, but they bring it home at the end to give you a little bit more. And I felt maybe, I mean, I don't know when they would have done it. I didn't want the movie to be any longer, but maybe throughout the 1 hour and 58 minutes they could have built that up a little bit more, and maybe they did. And like I said in the beginning, I was a little fading here and there, but otherwise that's my only gripe on the film. I thought it was pretty good. I was worried I was going to be bored the entire time. I was not. Long, but it's still entertaining enough, and I get the 6.9 on IMDb. Definitely at least a 6 for me. So there you go. That's what I got for you. Hopefully that was helpful. If it was, make sure you leave me a comment. Love to hear from you. More importantly, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. That'd be fantastic. Tell all your friends if you have any, you know, and you know, they could come see me every now and again. All right, I'm rambling. That's it. Thanks for tuning in. News of the world. Hopefully I helped. Kimmel's Irish Pub.